Yeah, we have a situation here about quarter to 1 inch thick in some cases. So you can see the gauges are pretty well coated in ice. Because we had multiple conditions over the last 24 hours, rain and stuff. So what we're going to try to do is blow out the ice so that we can see while navigating in the boat. And then we're going to go out and try some late season walleye fishing.
Canadian Sport Fishing is brought to you by Rapala Premium Fishing Gear, crafted from experience. Yamaha on the water. This is my Yamaha. What kind of Yamaha are you? Dickies, a legend in work since 1922. Lucky Strike. More fish fight with a Lucky Strike.
You know, I'm amazed at the amount of technology that we have available to us to really help us catch fish under different conditions. When I look at that double planer board out there, I can see how nice it's riding even with sub-zero temperatures. And it's just an example of one device that enables us to catch fish when you're trolling and the fish disperse and go to either side of the engine. For some reason, walleye are very sensitive, even when you're fishing in 100 feet of water like we are here in Lake Ontario, and they're only down 20 to 40 feet. A lot of times, just from the noise of the outboard going at a very slow speed, they'll move out to the sides. And that's, of course, when we intercept them with our lines way back about 100 to 300 feet behind the boat. Now, the way we have our lines rigged, you can see this yellow rope. This is called a tow rope that goes all the way down to the planer board. And I could let more line out, but this distance, about 40, 50 feet, seems to be ideal. You see those clips, the black and yellow? There's two on either side. Those are the devices that the line is attached into that actually determines how far down the tow rope they are. So I've got one in my hands right here. And you can see that if I push on it, on the bottom, this front part here opens up, much like a clothesline pin. And to attach it to the tow rope, all I use is a shower curtain ring. So that's open. I slide that over the tow rope, clip it on, attach this onto my line once I have a long enough lead, and then it slides down the rope. And I can have it go all the way down to the board or stop anywhere in between. And if I put the boards out farther, I can actually stagger 2 or 3 lines on clips like this on the tow rope. Now, the type of rods that you should be using when you're fishing with planer boards or other type of devices like dipsy divers is slightly longer and slightly heavier rods. For example, here, this is an 8.5 foot. This rod is called a dipsy diver rod. So it's rated for line weight from 17 to 30 pound test. So it's a pretty stiff rod, and this one is special because it has roller guides on it. And the reason I'm running roller guides is because this is a special line. It's called lead core line, so it sinks very quick. The roller guides that are in here actually align the line, and there's less wear on the line when it goes through the rollers. And these roller guides extend right up, right to the end, tippet guide. It's also a roller guide. Now you can see that this bait caster is no ordinary bait caster. It actually has a line counter on it. Okay, I'm just going to lift it up so you can look at it closely. There's the line counter right there. So in this case, I have 170 feet of lead core line out with about 50 yards of fluorocarbon. Okay, and it's a very simple reel. You can see it's got a big star drag and the switch to actually release the spool when I'm letting line out, or to lock it like it is now. And it's very important to have the drag set just right. So it needs to be stiff enough so when a fish hits, the hook gets set, but if it wants to run, that it can run. All right, Dave, we got a fish on. Now, you know what? I'm going to keep these mitts on. Are these your mitts? There you go. Just keep the pressure on steady.
Yep.
You know, this is amazing. We're out here in sub-zero temperatures. No jerking, just retrieve it, get it in. You can see the counter, because we got the counter reels. You'll know how much line we got out. We're out here with my good friends, Dave Duffin and Glen Meadus, who traveled all the way from Newfoundland. How do you like our weather here in Ontario?
Well, it's not quite as cold as Newfoundland, but it's not bad.
This is awesome. So we're out here. It's almost the last week of November, and we're trying to catch these big walleye. And the fishing has been tough. This is kind of exciting because we finally got some action. Now, Glenn, you just keep your eyes on the other rods, okay? Because that rod, right. I mean, that fish hits so hard. How can that fish be so active when that water's so cold? It's like 41 degrees.
He's
Yeah, slowly lift up and slowly reel on the way down with no slack line. So you got to go down, use your back, lift up, yeah, and now start cranking back down. And we're going to see this guy soon. I hope he's hooked well. Dave, you're doing good.
Thank you.
Now, do you enjoy fishing in like -8,
no,
-10?
Not at all.
You're saying you're not having fun?
I'm having fun, but the
I
cold...
can't hear you, by the way, because I've got my ears covered with this helmet thing that I've got on, you know. You do have feeling in your hands,
I
right?
do, I do. Yeah,
now, when you get him close, slow down a bit, okay? So you're not going to reel right down to the fish. So keep reeling, but just slow down. I see it. It's definitely a fish. Okay, now back up a little bit. Back up. And now don't reel in anymore. Just back up. Keep backing up and reel now a bit more. We got a line tangle, but that's okay. Bring him closer. Walk back. Whatever you have to do to get him closer to me. All right. Nice walleye. Just going to put the net right here. You know, we're going to use these downriggers as an area. Now look at this. This is a gorgeous fish. I want to see. Look at the big yaps. Oh. We're going to see here how the line is just crossed. Isn't that a nice fish? Now, can you, just with your glove, you don't have gloves on. Okay, try to get the hook, maybe the bottom one first. Oh, you are good. Okay, the next one. Yeah, just, he had both hooks in them. Nice fish. And we're going to fix those lines in a minute. Dave, that is a nice fish.
That's a nice fish.
Now, we've got to tell the viewers, we are being so sneaky. Do you hear that sound? That's a propulsion system that we've got on the boat. I'm so excited about it.
It's we're actually all learning something new today.
Yeah. Isn't that a nice walleye though? That fish is probably about I'm guessing 24 inches or 23 inches. He's actually a good eating size. He's on the small side. And I know Glenn has not tried walleye yet. So he's going to enjoy this fish. Glenn, you got at least one fillet to take back with you. Isn't that a nice walleye?
Nice looking
Aren't they a pretty fish?
Nice fish, yeah.
Okay, definitely. Let's get all the lines back out and try to get another one on.
Dickey's Sport Fishing Sweepstakes.
Trolled over, I was using my new pink rod all set up. We saw the flash of that white tail and knew instantly it was a very big walleye. So things happened pretty fast. We got it in the boat and got some measurements and got some pictures, and well, the rest is history. I did catch the biggest fish that summer.
We'd love to hear your fishing story. Go to our website and enter the Dickey's Sport Fishing Sweepstakes. It's free, and you could win some great prizes.